Hey everybody, this is Steve back in the shop. I haven't made a video in a while, so I thought I'd bring you up to date on what's going on with the OM that I'm working on to put in the Trojan road grader. Made substantial progress since the last video I made. I've started the reassembly, been doing some painting on some of the tin work. I have actually installed live hydraulics on this tractor. It didn't have it when I got it. This M&W pump here I had on a shelf. Years ago I put a new seal in it, so I'm going to assume it was good or I wouldn't have gone through the effort. I just got through mounting a 12-volt alternator on here. I used the original generator bracket, but I turned it upside down and just mounted it. When you turn this thing upside down, it forces the alternator up and in. It gives you a little bit more clearance than if you don't turn this around. This tractor actually had, bear with me a second here, it actually had one of these gimmicks here on here. I'm sure you guys have probably seen those. If you'll notice, it's got a pretty good downward pitch to it. Maybe you can see that. That downward pitch will actually throw the alternator down and into your tin. So what I've always done on these, I've always taken the old generator bracket off. I flip it over, which forces the alternator up and in. That way I just use the standard belt. This one here also, like I said, I've converted it to an alternator, put the live hydraulics on it because the pump that was on the Trojan road grader deal, the pump was shot on it. And I don't know, have a clue where I'll ever find a pump. So I went this route. I'm gonna let this work the hydraulics for the road grader. I think since I made the last video, I've put all this back together. I actually found a set of brand new brake bands, new old stock or whatever they were. It might have been reproduction, but they were new brake bands I put on here. Once this goes in the road grader, the seat will be coming off of this deck. There's a platform that goes across here. The seat will be going back down on that platform. I've also put power steering on this tractor. Let's come around here. I made an earlier video with some power steering information on it. I've got to do some more painting. I haven't tightened this up yet, but you can see the add-on pulley down there on the bottom. If you'll notice, this is kind of a ramp up. As it tightens into the pin. It'll get tighter and tighter and tighter as it goes, but it won't go all the way up here. So if you do this and it doesn't go all the way up to the end of this ramp right here, don't panic. It never will. There's the kit that comes from the factory when you buy these. There's actually 2 plates that go in here. Well, I didn't have that, but you've got to have the offset to clear the pulley. Let me back up here. To get the fan blade to clear the pulley. So what I did was I took a lifter out of an M engine. I got a whole stack of them, push rods, and cut several sections. They're hollow. Cut several sections out. A couple of them I had to actually drill because the bolts I used were a little bit tight. But anyway, I used that for my spacer there. I just left this hollow. And of course, you'll have to do away with the spring. You have to do away with that little gimmick with the spring and all that, and go back with solid bolts here. It works out really well. And went on and put a new belt on it. I do not like these made in India belts. Nothing against them, folks. I just don't like them. This particular one here looks like it's cut. It's not. It just came out of the box that way. What else here? Like I said, I haven't tightened this up yet. I got the reservoir mounted. I got the power steering unit up here mounted. All this was taken off of an old tractor. You can see that there. I'm making some really good progress here. Got the rims cleaned up. Now these are actually Super M rims on this M, but I'm not going to be that persnickety about it. I hate these tires. They're old rice and canes. They're hard as a brick. This one over here has got a leak in it. The tire itself is torn up. I'll be on a quest for some good rubber here later on. Hopefully I can make these work for now. I did away with the PTO. If you ever have the need to know, that's the same plate as what goes on top of the steering post up there. That's the same plate. I don't know what else I did manage to found a new steering wheel, got that mounted. I've got the wheel weights to do yet, and they have some really unique Trojan wheel weights. Now I've got this hydraulics. I haven't got a valve on here yet. My thinking is, and somebody can put it in the comments if I'm wrong, if I had an open center valve, as these things run, it's going to come off my discharge through the open center valve and right back into the reservoir until I call for a function. If I pull on a lever or push a lever, then it would divert through the valve into my cylinder, back and forth, and then when I let off the lever, it would go into the reservoir. So for now, until I get this tractor in the road grader, I'm just making a loop. I come off the discharge side, back into the reservoir. If you see down here, out of the reservoir, excuse me, which is the old belly pump, out of the reservoir, back into my pump. There we go, back into my pump. So if anybody sees anything wrong with my thinking, and again, this is temporary, so don't panic until I get it under the road grader part, and I'll plumb in the valve and the cylinders. That's pretty much it. That pretty much brings us up to speed. I have to get it wired. I've got to mount I got my radiator back from the radiator shop the other day. The radiator that was on this tractor was absolute junk. This particular radiator here I had out of a Super M that I bought out of Arkansas several months ago. It was a real piece of crap. I parted it. The guy, of course, I guess he thinks he got me because I bought it for a parts tractor and for scrap anyway. Oh yeah, the engine's good. Oh yeah, it's not stuck. Oh yeah. And everything he said was a lie. But the joke's on him. I actually made money between pulling parts. There's a lot of the parts out that are in this tractor here. And between what I sold for scrap and what I save right there, that radiator right there is a prime example. He lost money, I made money, so joke's on him. I got working on the grill. I got to get this project done. I got to get back in here and get finished on that 300 right there, but that's another video. So anyway, that's kind of an update. I'll try to keep you guys posted. This is Steve back in the shop. Thanks for watching.